Hello. Hi, welcome to episode 5 of Limited Issues. I am one of your hosts, Logan Huntley, and with me, as always,
Chainsaw Reacts.
Chainsaw Ricks.
Reacts Chainsaws here.
Yes.
To saw the log, yo.
Yes, let's saw this log. So, usually on this podcast, we kind of have 3 acts that we go into. First, we talk about what we've been up to in the interim between episodes. Then we go into mostly news, sometimes just whatever topics kind of grabbed our attention, and then reviews, anything like that.
Yeah.
And then at the end, we answer some questions.
Or, in the one instance, we did spoiler review for Captain Marvel.
And for Umbrella Academy Season 1, which Season 2 has been confirmed.
Finally.
Very happy about that.
I'm so happy because I'm like, didn't they already confirm this? But it was like places that were saying, yeah, it's confirmed, but Netflix didn't say anything yet. But thankfully, confirmed.
But so let's get into what we've been up to. What have you been up to lately, Mr. Reacts?
Well,
Mr. Ricks.
I don't want to go into too much detail, but I got brought up at work.
Oh no!
I was not a good boy.
Everything.
Not a good boy.
Tell me all about it.
I was on my phone excessively,
yes,
checking Twitter as I normally do, and essentially I got a talking to.
Yes.
Back in August, and then essentially I got wrote up for it. So I learned my lesson.
That's fun.
I learned my lesson, and
you probably didn't.
No, I did. Trust me. Friday, I was actually really good.
Yeah.
My phone was in my pocket for all the time except for when I was on break or lunch. But it's definitely going to be hard to get used to because I'm just used to breaking focus. And, you know, when I'm at work, I should be working. So I learned a hard lesson, you know.
Right.
Because at any point, they could let me go. So I kind of want to keep the job. But, other than that, I mean, I've just been writing on the sequel to Darson. I've been just... you know, enjoying the break that the Arrowverse shows are on right now because I love when the shows are on, but when they're off, I'm enjoying the fact that I don't have to stay up till midnight, 12:30, even 1 a.m. getting the video up because editing is a nightmare and it just takes a while to do. So I'm enjoying my break. Me and the girlfriend, restarted a rewatch of Law and Order SVU, starting from the very first season. Which there's like 21 seasons now.
Fuck.
We're probably not gonna watch all of them, but it's just crazy to see how the show has drastically changed over the years. But what about you, sir?
Is that the one with Ice-T?
Yes.
Okay.
It has been season 2 premiere, so we have one season where he's not in it.
Water Tea.
Water.
Rick and Morty.
What have you been up to?
Not a whole lot, really.
Besides getting a barrel rolled on your hand.
Yes, I lost a hand.
No, you didn't.
I did. Barrett is going to have a prosthetic robot hand in Darson 2.
He's going to complain about it every 5 seconds.
Yes.
Going to rewrite the words.
No, I work at a beer warehouse. We ship... Well, I call it a beer warehouse. It's beer, wine, and soda.
So you have a variety.
Yeah.
Is it like Coke and Pepsi products or
No,
just like off-brand soda?
We ship Red Bull, oddly.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Just Red Bull and wine.
Red Bull, wine, beer, and some kind of... It's like butter beer or something like that.
Oh, is it that butter beer that they sell at...
Not Harry Potter, but it's not butter
But it's called butter beer or something? Well, no, I know Ingles just started carrying a version of butter beer that you can get at Universal.
It's something like that. Okay. But anyways, I was down on my hands and knees locking a truck the other night. Yes. Locking a truck, and a guy rolled a beer keg, which weighs like 150 pounds, rolled it over my hand on accident.
Question, how did it not break your hand?
Not a fucking clue. I don't know.
It should have broke your hand. Like, how long was it rolled over onto your hand?
It rolled right over.
Oh, so it rolled, completely...
Yeah, it kept rolling. It didn't roll and then stop on
I thought
my
that
hand.
maybe he stopped and pulled it back.
No.
Okay, so...
But because the kegs are reusable, refillable, and they've just been beaten all to hell by guys that don't care. They're like, it's almost jagged metal. So, particularly, you can see my knuckles. It just kind of took a layer off, which...
It does not look good, but I'm surprised it's not broke.
Yeah.
It should
I
have
don't know.
broke. It should have broke.
Are you sad that it didn't?
Well, I'm just saying, when you think about a 150-pound keg rolling over your hand, it should break thy hand.
Again, it was rolled over, like it wasn't dropped onto it.
Okay.
You know?
Still.
So,
That's a lot of pressure rolling, because
Yeah.
that means there's some momentum in it.
But again, it wasn't. It was one end. It wasn't like the middle of it, right?
Gotcha.
Like it this much of the end of it rolled over my hand. It wasn't.
Gotcha.
It wasn't like it was coming towards me and it rolled over this way, right? I started watching a couple of shows. Barry on HBO, starring Bill Hader.
Bill Hader, honestly, a lot of people like consider him he's underrated, because like there's people that really appreciate the genius of him and the fact that he can do so many voices and he's very talented. Other people don't realize how great of a comedic talent he is, really.
And just actor in general, because this show...
Isn't there like a movie he did a couple years ago was like his it's him and a sister, and it's like a skeleton key or something.
I have no idea.
It was some kind of dramatic film. I think he did that. I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But you were telling me about this Barry show.
Yeah. It's very, very good. Highly recommend it. I've been lucky lately. A lot of times I'll start a show and it's just hot garbage and I quit after a couple episodes. But
any examples?
Yes. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I fucking hate it.
Trust me.
I know it supposedly gets better. I don't care.
When Hydra reveals himself,
Yeah.
the show gets infinitely better and it keeps getting
Right.
better. But understandable, because
Yeah.
I was watching the show live. I stopped watching it live right before they revealed Hydra. I'm like, shit.
Gotcha.
Because then when I kept watching, I'm like...
So whatever season happened when...
Season 1.
When, it was just... Okay, when,
Yeah, it was, yeah.
When,
because...
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Winter Soldier. Yeah, because see, I saw Winter Soldier the movie, but when I watched it, I had stopped watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right before that, so I missed where the show got better.
Right.
Because the tone of it shifted, and the story shifted. It's really unfortunate, because you have to push yourself through like 15 or 16 episodes to get to that point.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. It's a lot.
Yeah.
I will tell you one that is controversial. I watched one episode of The Office. I can't watch it. Now, here's the thing. The Ghost, we both watched it. Now, see, me and The Ghost it's opposites attract.
Right.
Literally, we're opposites of each other. She watched...
I can attest to that, yeah.
She watched that first episode with me. We both agree, nope. She attempted to watch the second episode on I guess the day after or a couple days after on her at lunch. She couldn't even finish it. She's like, it's just no.
Did you try to watch anymore?
No.
Okay. For me, the rule is
3.
4.
4.
Yeah, for me it's 4.
I've always heard people say 3 or 2. But for me, it's like I had no interest whatsoever, because there was a whole 5-minute bit where Steve Carell is like laughing and jokingly saying someone's getting fired, but they're not. I'm like, this is cringy and uncomfortable. I can't watch this.
Yeah, I'd say the first season probably doesn't date very well, but it does, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it gets much better as it goes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But,
yeah.
yeah. So for me, it's 4, because you more or less, most shows are half-hour long episodes. Then you have your Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, whatever, that are an hour long.
6 episodes for last season.
But so, yeah.
Hate that.
So, basically, if a movie length with 2 hours of content, if you can't grab me by then I don't care.
You just throw it away.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Barry on HBO. It's very good. It's about Bill Hader plays a hitman named Barry, who is very jaded and disillusioned with the idea, because he didn't become a hitman for this reason, but it used to be kind of this glamorous, romanticized kind of thing, and he's now just kind of it's just work. I don't care anymore.
So it's not interesting to him anymore.
Yeah, he gets nothing out of it.
Like he used to.
Yeah, it used to be kind of thrilling or exciting at least. And now it's just you go punch in at the office to him, So he follows a mark he goes to Hollywood
to follow somebody, right?
To follow somebody to kill, and he follows this guy into an acting class that he accidentally gets wrapped up in and starts taking. And he gets, even though he's not good, he's not within the context of the show, he's not a good actor. It's something new and exciting to him, so he wants to try and quit being a hitman and start trying to work his way towards becoming a professional actor.
Okay. It's
really funny. I would say it's a comedy drama, though it's not particularly sad. In most regards. What is sad is another show I started watching called Afterlife. 2 words. Afterlife.
Is that on Netflix?
Yes, with Ricky Gervais.
Oh, he was promoting that on a radio show I listened to, Jim and Sam, and he was talking. Isn't there one point where he like yells at some kid at a schoolyard or something? Now,
First episode.
I don't want to repeat it, but
I will. I don't care to.
Well,
but
okay.
Okay, so yeah, first episode. This kid, he walks by a school where his nephew's school, and the kids are outside at recess, and he says hey to his nephew as he's walking past.
Yeah.
His nephew's like, hey, Uncle Tony. And then this other little redheaded kid calls him a pedophile. And he goes, I'm not a pedophile, but if I was, you'd be safe, you fat ginger cunt.
I didn't say that because I like that word.
Yeah.
I'm not really a fan of that word. I don't know why. Not a fan.
I don't mind it. I feel it only...
I think, it only works in
specific situations.
Comedic moments for me.
Comedic moments, or if you really just want to, genuinely try to cut somebody with words, you know what I mean?
That's true. Whenever I watch, like, somebody shitty on the Arrowverse, like a female, I don't think of that word because that's too...
Yeah.
Now, I did call Miss Tessmacher a bitch.
Because
as soon as freaking Lena was like, I want to help with the case, I want to help investigate and get like, oh yeah, because you want to get to this bitch, don't you?
Right.
You know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, for me, most of my insults are pretty gender neutral in the sense that...
Yeah, you better be. You're going to offend somebody.
In the sense that if I don't like you, you're a bitch to me, or you're a dick. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman or anything between. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Afterlife. So it's also it's a great show. Highly recommended.
Is it a full comedy or just some dramatic?
No, it's mostly drama, I'd say. The comedy comes from Ricky Gervais's character.
Is it sporadic?
It's sporadic. So basically his wife died, right? Mm-hmm. This main character, Tony, his wife died of breast cancer less than a year prior to the show's start. And prior to that, he was this happy-go-lucky, very normal, very outgoing, lover of life kind of guy.
Yeah.
Then his wife died, and now he is cynical, he's very jaded, he's suicidal. The only thing keeping him from killing himself is that his wife asked him to look after their dog.
Oh.
Right. Like, specifically, he says to the dog, if you could open up your own cans of food, I'd be dead right now.
So he's that miserable?
Yes.
Okay.
You know what? This is a prime example. He's a miserable cunt.
Okay.
I would use it in that context, right? And he has decided he's just going to live his life however he wants. He's going to say whatever he wants. He's not polite. He's not friendly at all anymore. He just, whatever comes to mind, he just says it.
Gotcha.
Right? Which is why he says that thing to that kid. The comedy mostly comes from him just insulting people, like, offhand.
Okay.
Like,
well, I mean, that's what Ricky Gervais does.
Right.
I mean, he throws people off.
It's very dry British humor. It's not like his stand-up, you know?
Gotcha.
Like, nobody else, none of the other characters are laughing, but it's funny to the audience.
Gotcha.
But
because they're appalled.
Right.
By what he said.
But it's excellent writing. It's very, very... When it's funny, it's incredibly funny. When it's dramatic and sad, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, that's rough.
Yeah.
You know? Highly recommended. It's a great show.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm hopefully starting this evening or something, I'm going to watch Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 2, Season 2, because it just came out, and I had no idea. I'm like, it's going to come out later this month? No, like, it dropped I saw on Netflix. I'm like, oh, shit. I freaking love that show. You need to check it out. Give it at least 2 episodes, because it's an hour long each. Give at least 2 episodes, but I think you're really going to dig it. But I mean, just based off the trailer, looks like it's more insane than Part 1.
And I heard, is there crossover, not a crossover episode, but does it exist in the same universe as Riverdale?
Yes.
I heard, okay.
It does. There is one particular thing that does connect.
Right.
But then they get rid of that connection in Riverdale. Like,
gotcha.
they literally off the connection, if you know what I mean.
I wish Riverdale was more like the comics, the Archie comics, in the sense that Archie fucking crossed over with everything, man. There was in the 90s, there was pretty much the only Archie comic I've ever read was Archie Meets the Punisher.
So you're saying Archie should join the Netflix verse of Marvel shows, or he should
anything? Just
he should be in that group shot in Endgame with all the Avengers standing there, and there's Tony and Steve, and then Archie should just be there.
yes, in that red and white Avengers suit.
Yeah, he should. Yeah,
but no, because I wish it were more like the comics in the sense that they could have then. Sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want. But like that Archie Archie meets the Punisher.
Yeah,
hilarious because they're both in character. You know, Archie is this happy-go-lucky 50s, gosh golly gee whiz, gonna head down to the shop and get a malt, and the Punisher is just the Punisher. And so the Punisher goes to Riverdale looking for this guy who's like a sex trafficker or a rapist or something particularly awful like that. But this guy happens to look exactly like Archie. So the Punisher mistakes Archie for this guy, and like the whole first half is him hunting Archie throughout Riverdale, and then the latter half is him realizing it's not the guy, and they team up to find him.
it's
ridiculous. It's really funny.
It does sound ridiculous, but
it's fun.
Okay,
yeah,
that is funny. But yeah, there is a connection there. But I think that with I think the more crazy the show's gonna get on Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, I don't think they're gonna cross over like fully.
Right.
I feel like it's too much. Any more you want to talk? Act 1, my friend, or
I'm drinking a bubble tea. It's kind of gross, but it's not bad at the same time.
Green and red, or is that the
Those
cup?
are the bubbles.
Oh, that's the bubbles.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like edible little gummy things.
Okay. I have no idea.
Texture-wise,
it's a giant
disgusting.
blue straw.
Yeah, so you can
pull the gummies.
Yeah. Texture-wise, it's really gross. Taste is fine.
Okay. I've never heard of it until today. Yeah.
How's that asthma for you? ASMR. Audio, sensory, whatever the fuck.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you okay? Mm-hmm. I think he's choking over there. Jesus.
I'm good.
I'll let you. Okay. So that's Act 1. Let's jump off into Act 2. Now, this is something that popped up literally perfect timing. I had just finished Avatar The Last Airbender. I have finished the entire show. Spoilers for Avatar The Last Airbender, because we'll talk stuff about how the show ends. And literally,
Night Shyamalan.
And literally, this news drops as I finish Avatar The Last Airbender. I finished the show, and also drops when we're about to watch. After this podcast, we're going to watch The Last Airbender film.
Yeah.
It has been basically just thrown out there that the former head writer of Avatar The Last Airbender, says that a season 4 was sidelined because of the M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong movie. Now, you were telling me about what season 4 could have been.
Yeah.
My thing is, they set it up to where I think 3 seasons was perfect.
Yeah.
Or 3 books, because it ends with Aang defeating the Fire Lord, not in the way you think.
Right.
But
how do you feel about that?
Does
that seem a little too...
No, because it kind of falls in line with what Aang... Because Aang was trying so hard to find another way to stop the Fire Lord without killing him. But every other avatar and everybody around him was telling him he has to kill the Fire Lord. And so he, just out of nowhere, meets a lion turtle.
Yeah.
And the lion turtle...
I think
only one.
I think he's the last one, yeah.
And I was confused until after it was happening. But while it was happening, he was taking his bending away.
Yep.
But I didn't realize what was happening until Aang said what he did.
Right.
And I'm like, what? Because I'm confused. I'm seeing these lights coming out of both their faces and eyes, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then he's like, look. What?
I just remembered that I forgot to bring my box set of Legend of Korra for you.
No, you had it on Blu-ray, right?
Yeah.
My computer can't play Blu-ray player.
Oh, okay,
it's fine.
mind.
Yeah, it's fine.
Never mind.
It's fine. He was freaking out. Yeah.
Because I was gonna, for the people, when we do the movie reaction, I was gonna give it to you at the end. Be like, look, it gets better.
It gets better. But I think that if they would have done a season 4, it would have followed what you were saying about how they kind of ended it, where Zuko asks Ozai, "Where's my mother?" And you said, well, that's where they would have continued, because that's where they continue in the comics.
In the comics, yeah. The comics are essentially...
What a season 4 could have been?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would have been... Because I'm pretty sure the comics came out Not immediately after.
I'm
pretty sure they
it's
came
a little
out
bit
later.
after, and they're still coming out, aren't they? I think, or
I don't know.
or at least a complete set of something's coming out later because it was on Amazon.
But yeah, the comics are essentially Zuko and Aang and the gang and Azula going to look for his mom.
Azula too.
Yeah, he takes her.
Now
with
that's
him.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think that they would have done a season 4. It would have followed what the comic books are following.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I don't know. Like, if you would have ended with finding the mother, then what exactly would be the big, oh my god, this is the ending?
Right.
Because the whole point in book 1, I would say season, that Roku told him he has to stop the Fire Lord before the comet arrives. And that's what's been kind of pushed the entire time. There was nothing ever huge happening after the events of Ozai in the comet.
Right.
It was always, this is the final mission, and you have to stop this. You have to stop before he takes over everything. So, but I like how he approached it. I mean, it took him a while to figure it out.
Right.
Because he was being told every which way he turned, you have to kill him.
It just, to me, and don't get me wrong, I like it and it fits with the show, but it seems, it borders on the edge of being too convenient for me.
Now, here's my question. Could they have pushed back the time of when the comet arrives and had more story, and the show would have lasted longer that way, because the actual ending would have been, say, book 4 or book 5, and that's when the events unfold, and we would have had more time with these characters. Maybe they got a little bit older, because the timeline of when the comet returns is shifted back further.
No, I don't. I mean, they could have, of course, but they definitely didn't need to.
No, because all 3 books were the different elements he had to learn. You know, water, earth, fire. So literally, he had to. If they would have expanded, they would have had to reworded the seasons.
Yeah.
But
which, like Legend of Korra, right? She, in book 1 of that, she knows everything but airbending at the start.
It's a spoiler.
It's it's
literally
episode
2
1. Minutes in the first episode.
Well, I guess I'll see. Yeah. I didn't know that until you just said it. Spoiler.
Well, because she's older, right? It starts out she's 17, so she's been.
Yeah, I've seen pictures. She's older looking.
But so she's already got water, earth, and fire down. So book 1 of Korra is called Air. Okay. Then past that, like book 2 is called Spirits, book 3 is called Change, and book 4 is I don't remember. But like, so they didn't keep that naming convention going.
Well, it's like when the creator, or who is it, the actual creators of Avatar who are doing
the live action?
No, who are doing the Dragon Prince? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know.
The Dragon Prince, I think it's maybe a head writer or somebody. It's somebody who worked on Avatar,
right?
And they're titling their seasons as books too. And people are saying, and the same voice actor who did Sokka, he's doing the voice of the main character on that show. So
but Jack Decino,
I guess, but it's the same voice actor. I don't know the names.
Okay,
but yeah, like they're titling their books too.
Speaking of Jack Decino, the voice actor of Sokka, he has a YouTube channel. Okay, with his friend Chris, they do sketch comedy. It's fucking great. Highly recommend it. Go check it out. Okay. But yeah, I don't. You'll see here in a little while when we watch the movie. Yeah. Nothing there. It has no redeeming qualities. Nothing about it is made.
So they should have just done a season 4 if they were going to do it.
They should have just done a season 4 and just said fuck it to the movie and not even like that.
Could they have rebranded the show to not be the Avatar: The Last Airbender and call it The Legend of Aang or something?
And
it's the continuation of the characters, but it's not the same show.
Right.
And maybe it focuses on other people too?
Like Star Wars, the animated series, right?
Yeah,
they go on. Yeah.
And they follow different
Wars
people.
And then Rebels, and now...
it's not all the same characters, but the Clone Wars
but it is some of the same characters, and it's a continuation in that same.
So, because Clone Wars followed a bunch of characters, like there was a bunch of different focus points on characters. I think they should have done Avatar book 1, 2, 3, right, and then like Legend of Korra, but call it Legend of Aang or the Legend of Zuko or like something where maybe it's from a different perspective.
Republic City.
Okay.
That's a core thing.
Okay. But, like, they could have done something like that to where we continue with these characters and rebranded it. But, I mean, the movie, I guess they thought the movie was going to be big. But...
Well, that...
was okay.
The creators of the show, they didn't really have much say about the movie because Nickelodeon owned the rights. They licensed it. Shyamalan bought it.
And then he did whatever he wanted to do, apparently.
So it wasn't like... It's not like they could say yes or no to the movie
but, like,
being made.
Did they... But not the creators of the show, but, like, did the people around the film think it was going to be big?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Well...
Which,
well, here's the thing. If this... You're saying this live-action movie is a literal trash fire. So...
It's a massive
it's
worse. Pile of smoldering garbage.
All I know is that whatever they do live-action Netflix... It's gonna be better just based off like a first image. It's probably gonna be better than the whole movie.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah,
they gotta get that casting right.
They're gonna cast it right. They're gonna cast it. The ethnicities of the characters will because
they openly said
correct.
They're going to.
Yeah, because like so the Avatar: The Last Airbender world is essentially Asia, right?
Yeah.
The Fire Nation is Japan, basically. The Earth Kingdom is China. Right, the air nomads are like Buddhist monks, and the water tribes are like Eskimo people, right?
Okay.
Which aren't technically Asian, but whatever. So the movie, Katara and Sokka are whiter than snow.
Jon Snow?
Yeah.
Do they know something, Jon Snow?
Spoiler for Game of Thrones, when Jon Snow was dead for a few episodes and he's laying on the table, and all the blood's run out of him.
That's how white.
They're whiter than that.
Jesus.
Like, if they were to strip down naked and lay down in the snow, you could pick them out from, like, high up above as being like, oh, look at that pale spot in the snow. Right?
Jesus.
Aang is super white, even though he should be, like, a Buddhist monk.
Yeah.
And the Fire Nation people are Indian. All Indian actors. Zuko is played by Dev Patel, Slumdog Millionaire kid.
Yeah.
The Fire Lord is played by some fucking guy.
Okay. Just some fucking dude.
No, that's not fair.
Wait, did they show the Fire Lord in this?
Yes, fully.
Okay.
Not in shadow, nothing. He's just there.
Okay, I'm definitely...
No mystery.
I'm intrigued to see how they approach... How it's just... Okay, nonchalant.
If they didn't say it, you wouldn't know who he was. You wouldn't know he was the Fire Lord. There's no... Because you know how until Season 3, or Book 3, basically, of the show...
They finally show him.
But prior to that, he's always in shadow. There's always big flames around him.
Yeah.
It's just Mark Hamill being himself. And you're like, God, what is this guy?
He did a great job with a role that he barely had any time to develop. But,
like, the first 2.5 seasons of the show, you only have your imagination to influence what you think of this character, and you're like, God, what does he look like? Is his face all fucked up? Is he like a monster? And then it finally shows him, and you're like, oh, no, he's just a guy. He's just that fucked up that he then is a monster, right?
Yeah.
No, in the movie, there's no mystery to him. He's never in shadow. There's like a hard cut midway through, and he's just standing in a fucking room talking to Admiral Zhao about some inane bullshit. And if they didn't say, oh, that's the Fire Lord, you wouldn't know. You would think he was just one of the Fire Lord's men. Like, he's not wearing anything significant. Like, he doesn't have a beard, doesn't have long hair.
Jesus.
You would just think he's just a fucking guy in the army. You wouldn't know who he was.
I can't wait to watch this movie. But I think overall I just think I think they ended it the right way. But but like you said, we'll probably never see these characters any sort of continuation in another animated show with the voice actors back. It's just going to be, we're just going to have to deal with comic books, and hopefully the live action show will blow us out of the water.
I mean,
okay, if the live action Avatar show is successful, do you think they'll do a Legend of Korra live action show too, or do you think they'll maybe will they do something to where they continue the story in live action but call it a different show, but have these actors a little bit older come back?
There's definitely a possibility. What I would like, what I hope for, and what I have hoped for years, I'd actually prefer it to be animated, but if they do it live action, that's fine too. I would love an anthology series set in this world.
Setting up all the benders. Like,
Not
setting
even
up
that.
the four
Like,
nations.
It could be that for a couple of episodes, or what I
Setting
what
up
I
the
would
world.
like. Not even more specific is each, like, 10 episodes, hour long each. Each one focuses on a different avatar in a different time period.
Oh, so like, okay. So you're saying Avatar Roku gets a 10-episode,
Sure.
like, mini-series.
Yeah.
Or 8-episode mini-series, an hour each, and then the next is,
We
like,
could do-
Avatar Kyoshi.
Yeah. Or not even going back that way. Like, it could be an avatar from 5,000 years ago. It could be an avatar
100 years.
100 years in the future.
After,
right?
like, say,
after
Korra.
After Korra, right.
Yeah.
We could go back and have an episode focusing on, I forget his name, the last waterbending avatar before the last waterbending avatar before Kyoshi, the guy who lost his girlfriend to Ko the Face Stealer. We could have an episode focusing on how that happened, right? I would love if something like that were to ever be made, but I don't know.
We'll make a call to Netflix. We'll figure it
out. We'll have our people call their people.
Yeah. This is what
our parents.
Our parents
are our people. Yeah.
This is something interesting. I think we need to discuss. So literally, it feels like everybody's coming back for Suicide Squad or the Suicide Squad, except for Slipknot. He's dead. So Rick Flag, Amanda Waller, and Captain Boomerang have been confirmed in the past week or so.
Though,
in different ways.
Is Rick Flag going to be played by Joel Kinnaman?
Yes.
Or, okay.
And Amanda Waller is Viola Davis.
Gotcha.
And Jai Courtney is Boomerang. Now,
which that I'm happy about, because Jai Courtney was to me the only real good part of the first movie.
And they've also now, I don't know if you saw this, this was literally yesterday as I'm sitting waiting to go in the theater to watch Shazam.
Yeah.
Idris Elba is not playing Deadshot.
Really?
He is apparently playing a new character. They're removing Deadshot entirely from the film. Apparently they're removing Deadshot entirely, and Idris Elba was playing another character. Now, my guess is he's playing a hero, or a hero in the Suicide Squad, in quotations, not really a hero. But it's like, okay, we went from, it's a complete reboot. There's no returning characters. Oh, well, maybe Amanda Waller, but it's not confirmed.
Right.
Maybe we're going to get Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn. Now, Viola Davis is confirmed. She was asked in an interview. She's like, yeah, give me a gun. I want to shoot somebody. Like, she's coming back. Jai Courtney openly said he got a... And then Jai Courtney was interviewed on Collider Live. I don't know if you heard of Collider.
I've heard of it. I'm not really... I don't...
Well, Collider Live is like their live morning show-ish thing they do on YouTube. And Jai Courtney was in this past week, and he was being interviewed, and they asked him straight up, because they're going to ask a lot of questions. They're like, look... like, when did you find out you were coming back? And he's like, I got a script.
Right.
So he's like, I'm coming back. And then Joel Kinnaman was announced to be returning as well. It seems like there's just, like, we're going to get a bunch of new characters. We've already talked about it on the podcast. And now we're getting a bunch of returning characters. Like, what the hell is going on? What happened to reboot? It's one of those things.
Yeah.
You don't know what that word means.
It's like I said to you earlier, I don't think the people making it even know what it is anymore, if it's a reboot or a sequel.
They're just calling it the Suicide Squad.
It's a reboot cool.
It's like
C-boot.
You're seeing the word. You're seeing the title Suicide Squad. All they're doing is adding the in front of it. They're not, like, if they would have called, like, you know, the anime movie Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, or what is it called?
Assault on Arkham.
Yeah. If they would have done something like that, it would be more interesting. But they're calling it the. I guess this is them rebranding it because the movie made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Critically wise, it was destroyed. Understandably,
as it deserved. Because that movie is not good.
There was a lot of missteps.
Yeah.
And even the extended version. Only thing good about the extended minutes they added in was the Joker stuff, because at least we saw more Joker than Harley's, or this interpretation of Joker and Harley.
Man, they fucked Jared Leto over so bad.
Well, Warner Brothers fucked over the director because David Ayer only had 2 weeks to write the entire script.
Yeah.
So he was rushed.
That is a feat, I'll say. Good or bad, the fact that he did it at all is impressive to me. But then
they put in a giant pile of trash in the sky.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they had to fight.
And the enemies were, like, dark-colored eyeball men in this already dark-ass movie so you couldn't even see what they were fighting half the time.
James Gunn's going to make it more quirky,
hopefully
and
more
out there.
hopefully
vibrant colors,
vibrant, colorful. bright.
Not saying it has to be like uppity and has to be. It's gonna be dark in spots. It has to be.
So a Batman movie, that should be set at night.
Yeah.
Perfect. Literally any other comic book movie needs to be set in broad fucking daylight.
Well, Suicide Squad can have some dark moments, like dark outside, but there's got to be some moments where it's just out in the daylight, because all they were just running around in a city at night.
Or if it is nighttime, have it set indoors with lights on.
Indoors.
I know a place where you never get harmed. A magical place with...
So it's kind of bizarre that literally we went from a reboot to now half the cast seems to be returning from Suicide Squad. Now, here's the one character I don't want to back. Besides Slipknot being dead in 5 seconds, I don't want Killer Croc back. I do not want that Killer Croc. I don't.
I want the actor back as someone else.
Well, yeah, but
that guy, what's his name? Adewale... I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's a great actor, and he's been in a ton of stuff, but yeah, I don't... That... Killer Croc in that was not Killer Croc to me.
He was just a guy with
a skin condition.
Skin disease.
Yeah.
Not good.
Killer Croc should be like 1,000 pounds, 10 feet tall. He should be a crocodile monster man, not just a fucking 5'10".
Crocodile Monster Man.
Coming this summer.
Crocodile Monster Man.
It's rated PG.
PG-13. Like, you know that Super South Park thing where they kept, like, Kenny kept... That guy's played Kenny.
Rob Schneider.
It's Kenny. Rated PG-13. Rob Schneider's a carrot. Rated PG-13.
Rob Schneider is a stapler. Rated PG-13.
It's so stupid. But yeah, I think that, hopefully, the Suicide Squad is going to be, it's going to, like, actually do something interesting. Now, here's something bold. I'll say something really bold. I think Suicide Squad is a worse movie than Justice League.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people will say blasphemy because Superman was fucked over with the mustache gate.
Right.
And then, of course, Batman wasn't actually Batman. It was Ben Affleck in reshoots, and he wasn't really interested. And the story is kind of shit. And then Steppenwolf doesn't look like demonic or evil at all. He's just some CGI guy like Doomsday was, or just like Ares was at the end of Wonder Woman. But it's like, at least, the Flash is funny. At least some of the action is good. But
there are a lot of good moments.
Suicide Squad to me just
like for Justice League specifically, the two best moments to me are when Batman says to Barry Allen, "Just save one person, then you'll know what to do."
And then he does it.
Yeah, and then when they fight Superman in Metropolis, and the Flash is trying to flank him and get behind him,
and then
Superman
he starts looking at him.
Just looks over, and you see the Flash's face.
He's
like,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
I rewatched Justice League recently, actually, and you can see the most obvious spots where you can see that it was reshot is when Ben Affleck has the cowl and cape off, but he's still in like that undersuit, not the full bat suit, but he's still got that shirt thing on. You can see that that's just padded muscle because that was reshot months later, and Ben Affleck had at that point stopped working out for the role. Yeah. So you just see this sad, like, chubby, old Batman who, like, Wonder Woman's like, "You can't keep this up forever," and he's like, "I can't keep this up now," and you're like, "Yeah, I believe you. Look at yourself."
I just feel so bad because Zack has shot everything. Like, they could have just done it because Zack Snyder, it's not in the thing, but the notes, but, like, he openly, in a video, you can find it on Twitter, he said that the film is done. His film is done. It's up to Warner Brothers to release it. I'm like, just do it already. Just put it out. And did you hear about what he was saying about his Justice League? Simply just put, like, yeah, they were going to go fight Darkseid. Darkseid, the whole thing when BVS, where we see a futuristic Earth where we see...
You see that, like, in Justice Future,
Literally, Batman had, like, the reason why Flash popped up in BVS to tell Batman about Lois is the key... Because Flash went back in time via Cyborg to tell Batman what was going on.
And if you notice, in that scene in BVS, the suit that he's wearing is the Flash's Injustice suit.
Because that's in the distant future.
Yeah.
And Superman has succumbed to the anti-life equation.
Right.
Or whatever. And or whatever it's called. I think it's the anti-life equation. But he succumbed to the Codex or something. He's succumbed and he's now fully evil. Like the whole thing where
that,
Batman
yeah.
sees, like he rips out Batman's heart in that thing. That's actually happening, or that's some kind of Flash thing for. But
I much prefer the Injustice version of that, though. That Lois and his wife and all of Metropolis get wiped out, and that's what causes him to lose it. But
Batman was talking to Cyborg, and there was a plan to have Batman talking to Cyborg at some point. I'm not sure if it's in Justice League or in a future film that he was going to do, but essentially. He was going to travel back in time because he had to travel right before Darkseid does, because Darkseid travels through a boom tube and kills Lois in the Batcave.
Yeah. And
then that's like a big what the fuck, and people are freaking out, and then he stops talking. So it's like one of those things where there were so many plans, and Warner Brothers just had to stop it because apparently it was too much.
I wonder how he would have killed her. Like, would he have just fucking caved her skull, or would he have hit her with his Omega beams?
Probably, I would think Omega Beams.
Yeah. I really hope we get Darkseid at some point, because I'm excited to see that effect of the zigzaggy that follow you across the universe. That's such a cool, unique to that character kind of power. Like, no one else has anything. No one else has 100% kill rate laser vision that can follow you across dimensions. That's fucking cool. That's
pretty insane.
Like, that's interesting to me. And Darkseid himself is an interesting character, even though Thanos or Darkseid one of them is a ripoff of the other. I can't remember which.
I think it's Thanos or ripoff of Darkseid. I think.
If that's the case, then Darkseid was a very unique kind of sort of character.
Yeah.
Essentially this god who just wants to fuck
realistically,
everything
Darkseid
up.
Should have came before
Darkseid.
Darkseid should have came before Thanos in the movies. If they would have figured it out.
Because, well, there was, for the longest time, until Iron Man came out, no one gave a fuck about trying to make Marvel movies, really. You had Spider-Man, but that was about it. Spider-Man and X-Men, and a couple of attempts at Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I say attempts. The movies were made and came out, but trash. Anyways, for, like, decades, they were trying to get a Justice League movie off the ground.
Yeah. And they were about to shoot one in 2008, and then it fell through.
What was it? Justice League Immortal or something like that? Yeah. That was another weird thing, especially about the 2000s. Every DC movie that they tried to make they all had a subtitle. Like, there was Superman Lives, Superman Flyby, Justice League Immortal.
Yeah.
It was very weird to me. Anyways, that's not on topic.
It's fine. But yeah, I mean, they just got to figure that out about the whole. Now, this is something you were really happy about, because you were like, I don't want these to succeed.
Sucked in, Disney.
So,
fuck you.
I saw Dumbo, and the film opened to $45 million on its opening weekend, and the film cost $170 million to make. Now, he's dropping trash away. He'll be back in 1 second, but the reason why he's so happy, because he doesn't like that Disney's doing these live-action remakes, and for me, it's like, I think honestly the problem, I'll take a water. The problem is that the marketing for Dumbo wasn't that great. Like, they were hardly marketing the film. Every time they dropped the trailer, it didn't feel like a big moment. It felt like just them dropping a trailer for a movie that we don't really know about. And it's
those trailers all just look like water for elephants to me.
Understandable.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the problem was, I saw the movie. I won't go into spoilers, but there's not really nothing to spoil. But the added time, because, like, the story is really, like, the original Dumbo movie, it's like a little over an hour long. It's not a long movie.
Yeah.
So
what is it? Actually, I think the movie itself, like, the credits end up taking like 6 minutes off, but I think overall it's only like 62 minutes long.
Yeah, so they added in a bunch of extra story.
Yeah.
And honestly, it didn't really help. And maybe it's the movie quality too is why it didn't earn a lot of money. But the marketing just wasn't good for it. And I think that's why it opened to $45 million opening weekend. It has, like, right now $155 million total. $170 million to make. Like, that's production. That doesn't count marketing. It's I don't know if they'll break even.
They'll be lucky to break even, I think.
I don't think they will.
And apparently, like Michael Keaton kind of phoned in his performance, I've heard.
I wouldn't say phoned. I feel like he's playing a one-note character that's kind of over the top.
Right.
There's one particular moment where he's so over the top, and you're looking at it going, you know, I think they would have cast Johnny Depp for this role because how he can because as we know, him and Tim Burton are like love childs. They love each other.
Yeah.
Not love childs. They're
They would make a love child.
they're in love.
Yeah.
It's that relationship they have with director and actor situation. But it's, I don't know. I feel like
Is Helena Bonham Carter in Dumbo?
that's his wife, right?
I think they got divorced.
I don't think she is.
Okay.
Because
Because she was in everything.
she's in everything he does.
Everything.
She played who on Harry Potter? Who was she played?
Bellatrix Lestrange.
Yeah, she was not in the movie.
Yeah.
Not that I could tell. But I feel like what they did, they should have probably gotten somebody else to direct Dumbo and probably rewrite the script because honestly,
that's a weird pick for the movie about the happy flying elephant.
it's to get Tim Burton.
Yeah.
So, the expanded story is meh at best, and Michael Keaton. It's cool to see Michael Keaton and Danny DeVito on screen again because last time they were on screen together, apparently, I think was Batman Returns. But it doesn't matter because the villain, Michael Keaton's character, he's just one note.
Right.
There's nothing really interesting about him. The only thing is if Dumbo, the actual character, the CGI elephant, if that character was not adorable and you didn't care for that elephant, you would not care about this movie.
Right.
If that elephant was not cute, you would have walked out because if you don't get attached to that, then what's the point?
Right.
So,
which again, I like Disney movies generally speaking. I don't really care for a lot of the animated movies. Like I don't. Let's see, Peter Pan, Tarzan. Beauty and the Beast.
They'll try Peter Pan again.
Yeah, like those movies are great. A Hunchback of Notre Dame. I love those movies. But then you have your Jungle Book. I don't particularly care. I didn't see that live action remake.
I think you might like that one.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. What else has there been? Cinderella.
Yep, I haven't
Snow
seen
White
that
and the
one.
Huntsman.
Oh, well, now that's not Disney.
Wait, really?
I don't think that's Disney. Let me look. I don't believe that's Disney.
Yeah, I would have thought it was because it has Chris Hemsworth, right?
Well, understandable that, but it is. Let's see here. Where's it at? I'm looking for the Wikipedia to tell me.
But my point is, I don't.
Universal.
Okay. I wish Disney. Because thinking about it, aside from like their Disney Pixar stuff, I don't count. Even though Marvel is Disney, I don't count them as being Disney movies. You know what I mean?
What, Star Wars?
Or Star Wars. Star Wars and Marvel, I don't really count those. Those are separate to me.
Yeah, like they're just owned,
right.
But they're not like Disney movies.
Right.
Gotcha.
So it seems like every Disney movie that's come out for the last
it's remakes.
Yeah, for what,
live action.
5 to 10 years.
There's been some original stuff like Moana. What was original?
Right.
Like there is some stuff, but the problem is your issue is that you're saying Disney's banking too much.
Yeah, I think they had this idea a few years back, and they started making these live action remakes, and they were doing very, very well. And so they just said, "Oh, fuck it, let's just do all of them."
Here's a slate of movies that are going to come out through Walt Disney now with the Fox merger.
Yep.
So we've already had Captain Marvel and Dumbo out. They're putting out Disney Nature Penguins.
What the hell is Breakthrough?
This is also including the Fox properties or whatever properties they have now. So this year, Disney's putting out Captain Marvel, Dumbo, Avengers Endgame, Disney Nature Penguins, Breakthrough, Aladdin, Tolkien, Dark Phoenix.
Like Tolkien.
Yeah.
That excites me.
That's Fox. That's always been Fox. But now Disney can now.
Mind.
But Disney can. Yeah. So Toy Story 4, Ad Astra, Spider-Man Far From Home, which shouldn't be on there because it's technically Sony, but whatever. Yeah. New Mutants apparently is getting a theatrical release.
Why?
I'm surprised. The Lion King.
That's gonna flop, man. No one gives a shit about. I care.
Yeah.
It looked cool, but
Stuber Stubber.
The general public doesn't.
They're doing Artemis Fowl. That's a book. Now that is Disney. Like Disney actually is putting that together.
Okay, I've heard of that. I don't think I ever read it as a kid. So
Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, Ford versus Ferrari, Star Wars Episode 9, Frozen 2, Call of the Wind. I can't really read that.
Why the fuck are they doing a Maleficent sequel?
Apparently got a lot. Apparently Angelina Jolie. I haven't seen it. Don't speak too much. The ghost loves. The ghost loves Maleficent. I don't know. The woman in the window.
I thought you were about to say like the woman is crazy.
The woman in the window, but I mean, there's just a bunch of movies, but it's like
yeah.
maybe they need to back off the live action stuff. I mean, like adaptation wise.
Right.
I don't know.
That is something else. When Disney animated films are good, they're great. You know. And Disney is a company that was built off of cartoons. I wish they would stick more to their roots overall, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
But yeah, Dumbo probably should have fixed the marketing on that,
Yeah.
buddy. Let's talk about the Joker trailer.
Looks good.
I got some shit
Yeah.
because I said that I
There
wanted.
is an inherent issue for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
from what I said, or just in general?
No,
you watched
from,
the trailer.
from the
Well-
from the idea of the movie itself.
Well, because my thing is, I said in my reaction that I wanted something in the connected universe they've been building, and that got a lot of people butthurt, or not a lot, but some. But for me, it's like I wasn't interested in the movie.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer. I'm interested. Not like over the top, holy shit, like in game,
Right.
excited. I'm like, okay, we'll see what happens. You said you have an issue?
Yes. So again, it's a great trailer. It looks like it's going to be a good movie. Potentially Oscar bait. Mm-hmm. Like it looks like, imagine it wasn't called Joker, right? It's just a movie about a guy going crazy.
It looks like a guy just going crazy. He's putting
Yeah.
on clown makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks good. That's not a negative.
But it looks like an Oscar trailer, like an Oscar
Right.
movie trailer that you would see, like a dramatic, character
yeah.
piece.
Which is not a bad thing in any.
It should be about the Joker, though. It should be dramatic and sad.
Well, that's kind of my issue, is that I don't want to feel sympathy for the Joker.
Oh.
To me, what makes him the greatest villain in all of comic book history and one of the greatest villains in fiction is that he is this just pure, raw force of evil and sadism, right? He is... he just is evil. Like, he's the physical embodiment of evil. I don't want to feel bad for that. I don't want to feel bad for the guy. I don't want to be like, oh, but he has this sad story, so I get it. He's not a fucking bully in an 80s movie whose dad beat him or whatever. I don't want to know the Joker's backstory. I think that's the problem. I think that's why Jack Nicholson's version isn't one of the greats in my mind. He's good.
Yeah.
But the fact that I know where he came from and I know why he does what he does, I don't want to know that.
That is something, too. Now, they have explained some of it in the comics, but...
Right. But later on that he goes...
They just stopped doing that.
Well, kind of, but later on, like, Batman will be like, what about that thing you told me about what happened to you all those years ago? And Joker goes, what? Oh, yeah, no, I made that shit up. I don't even know... That famous line.
You don't want to know how he becomes the Joker. You just want to see the Joker.
I don't want to know anything about him. I don't want to know his real name. I don't want to know about his fucking sick mom. I don't care. I don't want to know any of that.
Okay, so what you would rather want is, instead of them going through how he became the Joker, Arthur Fleck became the Joker, you want Batman to hear about something going on at a museum or some kind of party. He gets there, and then you see all these goons, and the Joker shows up, laughing maniacally and going crazy. And that's the beginning of the movie. You don't want to see how he got to that point.
I don't want to see any of it. Like, I want... Yeah, exactly.
You just want to see
I want Batman to rock up, and the Joker just be like, oh, who the fuck are you? You're interesting. Let's fight.
And then that's where they build that.
Go. Yeah.
Now, after watching the trailer, I want to see this version of the Joker. I want him to fight Batman.
Yeah.
I don't know about Ben Affleck's Batman, but I want to see him fight a Batman.
Like, okay, Arkham Origins, the game, right? Not the best in the series. In fact, I would say...
The one but not made by Rocksteady.
Yeah, I would say it's the worst in the series. It's still a fun game, but comparatively it is the worst. But it has probably my favorite thing in any of those games, and that's when, spoilers, it's revealed that the Black Mask is dead, and this whole time it's been Joker impersonating him, right? The very young Joker hasn't met Batman yet.
Not Mark Hamill.
You're right, it was Troy Baker,
Yeah.
who was great as Joker and continues to be. He's the animated Joker right now, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah, I know for sure he played Joker in Assault on Arkham, but I can't remember if he's done any others. anyways, it has that moment. Joker goes flying out a window, and Batman drops everything and jumps out after him to catch him, right?
Yeah.
So, and Batman catches him and saves him. The Joker's like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you insane? Why would you save me? And that's when he finds out about Batman's no-killing rule and not letting people die. And that's what makes the Joker twig. And he goes, I gotta test this shit out. I gotta push this guy to his limits. And that's what starts it, right?
Gotcha.
That is interesting. That is fascinating. That's the shit I want to see.
Because you're seeing the moment where he learns.
You see the moment where that, like, his eyes light up and he's like, "Oh, this is fun." Yeah. Right. I want to see that shit. I don't care about him spinning a sign to sell furniture or whatever the fuck. I don't. And again, this sounds like I didn't like it.
It's probably gonna be a good movie.
The trailer. It's probably going to be a great movie.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's going to be a great Joker movie, if that makes any sense.
You think it's going to be a great movie about a character who's broken?
Yes.
And it's going to fall into darkness, into the Joker.
Right.
But it's not going to be a great Joker movie because you don't want to know how he became that.
To me, a great Joker movie, right? Imagine Dark Knight, right? It opens on a bank robbery. All these guys are set up. They don't know that each one has been told to kill everyone else once they finish their part of the job. And at the end, only one guy left, takes off his mask. It's the Joker. Right there, one shot. All you need to know is right there. And then the movie just goes. Doesn't explain shit to you.
Do you think he's going to be the best Joker since Heath Ledger?
Yes. I'm fairly confident he's going to be better than Leto.
Oh, you think he's... No, not Leto. I said Heath Ledger.
Yeah, you said since.
But Leto hasn't beaten Heath Ledger. I'm saying since he's going to be the best since Heath Ledger. Because Heath Ledger, we had... Whoa, yeah. Then we had Leto, but I don't think Leto beats Ledger.
I think he might... No, fuck no. I think he might be on par.
Yeah, I'm saying... Yeah.
Yeah. Performance-wise. I don't know about Joker-wise, if that makes any sense.
Character-wise.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
If my ideal Joker movie, right? It starts, he's already the Joker. You don't know anything else about him. You don't need to know anything else about him. And it's just 2 hours of him doing Joker shit. Robbing people, murdering.
You don't need flashbacks or anything.
I don't want flashbacks. I don't want to hear his backstory. And again, you wouldn't need Batman, right? You can have a movie where the main character is not a protagonist.
Yeah.
Right? Just 2 hours of him robbing and killing and making bad jokes and fucking with Jim Gordon, right?
Yeah.
Imagine. Okay, take Jerome or Jeremiah on Gotham.
Jeremiah.
Imagine just 2 hours of that.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that's what I want.
Right.
That's what I would want. Yeah. Okay.
But again, it does look good, and I'm excited to see it. And like you said, I'm not like fucking creaming my pants. Can't wait. You know? But. It looks good. I'm excited. I wish it were different.
Gotcha.
The internet. All in...
Yeah, the internet kind of lost its mind.
No, that is the internet. It looks good. I'm excited. I wish it were different.
Oh, okay. That explains a lot of people's thoughts in general about movies. Like it, meh, it could be better. It's like, just make up your mind. Love it or hate it. Whatever. Avengers Endgame. Pre-sale tickets breaks. Now apparently they broke the Fandango record in, I think, either that or Atom tickets in 6 hours.
Jesus.
For pre-sale.
Yeah.
In 6 hours.
See, the fact that it broke that record doesn't surprise me, but the fact that it did it
in 6 hours.
In 6 hours, that's impressive.
Fandango went down. AMC went down. It was. I got my tickets a few minutes before they were officially going to go out of sale. Because
you might say it broke the internet.
Oh, like Ralph breaks the internet.
No, like Kim K.
Oh God.
Oh, I hate myself. I didn't even mean to do that, but I just called her Kim K like her fans do.
You're a terrible person.
I'm gonna go home and
end it.
Not make a suicide joke. Never
mind. But Avengers Endgame, the pre-sale ticket sell. I mean, the fact that they broke it in 6 hours is pretty insane. And I mean, it pretty much sets up the fact that I think this movie is going to have the biggest opening of all time, box office.
Oh yeah.
Infinity War has, it has to. Infinity War had 257, I think, and that broke the record that Force Awakens set. And so now, I mean,
James Cameron's Avatar is no longer the highest grossing film, or is it still?
It still is.
Okay, if Endgame doesn't beat that, I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't know if it will. It's gonna be hard to beat. I mean, look at the box office of all time.
Yeah.
But I mean, Infinity War barely broke. Infinity War barely broke $2 billion.
Okay, yeah.
It's
Avatar made what, like almost 3, I think.
Almost 3. Yeah, I mean it was not close. And you know they could have gotten closer, I think, but it just would have been more of a hassle. Let's see here. Looking through here, all time worldwide. Okay, so Avatar made $2,788,000,000. Titanic made $2,187,000,000. The Force
At the time, or is that adjusted for inflation?
That's worldwide.
At the time, though.
At the time, but I mean, still, I mean, they still count it.
Yeah.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens made $2,068,000,000. Infinity War made $2,048,000,000. So it's gonna be hard to beat. I mean, Infinity War, its opening weekend made $257 million. It's the world record.
Something has to beat Avatar at some point. It is not a good enough movie to deserve that title.
I mean, no one talks about it no more.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about that movie. I mean, it's just
God, imagine if Last Airbender was a top-grossing movie of all time.
So, Infinity War beat The Force Awakens opening weekend by only $10 million. Now they're saying that Endgame is going to be 3 hours.
Yeah.
Now,
which actually might be a detriment. That might put some people off.
There are some people that are saying they're going to wait till either after opening weekend or they're going to wait till it's on rental or Redbox or Blu-ray,
Netflix or whatever.
It's not going to go on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Captain Marvel's the first MCU movie that's going to go on to Disney Plus exclusively. No Netflix whatsoever.
Right.
Hi, honey.
Hello.
The ghost just got home.
The ghost has arrived.
But, Endgame is going to, if it does beat the opening weekend, it's going to be because of how full those theaters are with a 3-hour runtime. Because it's going to be, let's see. Can people, because this will be like the ultimate test, kind of.
Right.
Can people sit for 3 hours, and can that movie make a lot of money opening weekend?
You know what else? That runtime could be a detriment because they wouldn't be able to play the movie as many times in a day.
That's the problem. Unless every single theater and like every single room played it nonstop over a weekend, that might help it.
Let's say your average 2-hour movie gets played 10 times a day.
At one theater.
At one theater. Endgame would then maybe only get played 6 or 7 or 8 times a day.
Depending on how many rooms are playing it.
Right.
Because like when me and the ghost were going to go see Shazam, they had Shazam playing like an hour later. But see, they had a bunch of theaters. You dying over there? They had a bunch of theaters playing Dumbo, Us. So it's like so what they did last year in Infinity War is that as the film got closer to release, more and more screen times were added and more movies were being pulled off to air to play it on opening weekend. Like there was pictures going around of like where theaters had like say 16 screens, 15 were playing Infinity War, 1 was playing some other movie.
Wow.
So if Endgame can pull,
fuck you if you wanted to see something else.
Yeah. So if Endgame wanted to. If Endgame is going to have any chance with a 3-hour runtime to beat Infinity War's opening weekend at $257 million, it's got to play in every single theater all 3 nights, including Thursday. It's got to play in mostly all of them, and they have to have and they have to have at least, I would say 2. Like there's even 12:01, and there's even some places 2 a.m. screenings of Endgame that people are buying tickets for. So it's pretty insane.
I'm just trying to think.
I don't know how they're gonna, like, they're probably scrambling thinking how they're gonna schedule this. I mean,
regardless, the movie is going to be a success, like no doubt. But
and if it doesn't beat the opening weekend, it's gonna have enough legs to still catch it.
Right.
So it's gonna be okay. But yeah, the fact that it broke it in a couple hours is pretty insane. And I guess we'll see, because I mean. We'll see what the biggest thing is. We'll have to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to move on to questions, my good sir?
Yes. Wait, what other topics?
Oh, well, the only thing we had left to discuss was that, but I mean, we don't have to talk about that.
What was it?
This.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Side note, Mandalorian Season 2 may be already confirmed. That's a fucking mistake. Move on.
Okay, so Act 3, we have questions to answer. We'll take a couple. Do you want to start off?
Yes. I'll actually start with this one from Cody Harris. What arc would be most interesting to you in Star Wars Episode 9? Kylo Ren being redeemed or Rey falling to the dark side?
Out of those two?
Rey falling to the dark side would be much more interesting to me.
Now, in the end... Okay, now, if Rey's falling to the dark side,
yeah.
Does that mean that Kylo's getting redeemed at the same time? Or is he saying Kylo gets redeemed, that's interesting, or Rey falling with him?
I think Rey joining Kylo would be very interesting.
So that's what he's asking. Is like,
yeah.
Because it's not one without the other. It's either or. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's been theorized for a while that Rey would go to the dark side. Yeah. How crazy of an ending would that be? Is at the end of Episode 9, say Kylo's dead, or Kylo gets redeemed, but Rey falls to the dark side in the process, and she's now evil. I think that'd be very interesting. It'd be a nice twist on...
I would actually like a lot if both of them survive, she teams up with him, they're both Sith. Episode 9 ends on that note, and then take a break from the main storyline for a few years, come back.
Gotcha.
Do 10, 11, 12 of trying maybe to redeem or just destroy the Sith altogether.
Gotcha. And have new characters come in. Okay. I got one from Twitter that I do want to bring up. Let me find it real quick. But that was a good question. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, thank you, Cody.
Let's see here. Do you have any predictions for what the next big story arc or the next big story in the MCU will be from Zach Swig at Zach Zazman 300? I think you
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. I think what they could be doing is setting up Galactus. Because I mean, think about it. They're calling Phase 1, 2, and 3 the Infinity Saga. So how about we just do the Galactus Saga 4, 5, and 6 phases? But Secret Wars, I mean, the Russo brothers were asked about what movie would they want to come back to, and I think it was Anthony or Joe, I can't remember which one. It might have been Anthony, said Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And but I think they were joking, but I mean, at the same time, Marvel doesn't joke. Like, they might joke about some stuff at panels, but like when you're asked a question, hey, what's the next movie you want to come back for MCU? They're like, Secret Wars.
Because I would hope that they would do something on a smaller scale in this next bit.
Okay.
Well, Thanos is, of course, a threat to all of existence, right?
Oh, so you're saying the next thing should be...
I wouldn't want the next one to be Galactus. Okay. You know, I would want it to be...
Now, can the next Avengers movie be something else and then building to Galactus? Like how they built Thanos from Avengers 1?
I mean, of course it could. I wouldn't want that. I would want the overarching thing to be on a smaller scale, like, Secret Invasion, right?
Okay.
I would love to have 10 movies setting up that the Skrulls have been woven through the human population, and they've been here for X amount of years, and they've just been slowly taking shit over, and then suddenly one day everything flips and the world is completely in their, like, openly in their control. All the heroes have to go into hiding and work out how to fix everything, you know. Maybe Tony Stark has been a Skrull this whole time. Who knows?
Oh my god!
You know,
so
it's entirely possible.
Hypothetically, he dies in Endgame and he turns to be a Skrull. That'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah, because it could, and for Skrulls at a certain point, if they, I think this is correct, if they are impersonating someone for long enough, they kind of lose themselves in the role essentially, and really in their mind, they're still aware that they're a Skrull, but they really kind of become that person. You know.
Yeah.
So, I want something on a more personal scale, right? Because, especially, one thing I didn't like about Infinity War is that...
controversial.
Yeah. Most of the heroes didn't really have a personal beef with Thanos. They just knew he was bad. Oh,
okay.
They like, because Bruce Banner falls into Doctor Strange's place, right? And he goes, Thanos is coming. Doctor Strange... Excuse me.
Doctor Strange coughed and died.
Doctor Strange just goes, who?
Who?
So, like,
you would rather have the Doctor Strange that goes, oh.
That would have been great if Doctor Strange was like, are you fucking serious? Shit.
It should have been Thanos is coming. He's like, fuck. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. And then when Doctor Strange comes up and goes through the portal to get Tony from that park, he's like, the world is the world needs you. And then he goes, wait, what's happening? And he goes, and then him like synchronized, Strange and Banner goes Thanos, and Pepper goes fuck, and then they like, why would Pepper say fuck? Because she knows, like, she's read books on Thanos. Apparently, it's like some weird shit.
But like, imagine, say, after Endgame, we get the new Avengers, whatever that team's going to consist of, and say in the next movie, right at the end, Hawkeye, right, gets shot in the head and turns into a Skrull.
Yeah. Then
everyone on that team is going to be like, what the fuck is happening?
Ooh.
Where's the real Clint?
What if
they would have personal stakes in this situation?
Okay, here's an idea of how you could get a personalized story. It turns out a hero that's a part of the Avengers is actually manipulating, and he's actually a villain. And so all that buildup you've had over these years of these characters working together, one of them in the group that has had a personalized relationship with all of them is the villain, and that would really turn heads on trust. Because,
like, say Cap survives Endgame, next movie, they're all like,
he's an agent of Hydra.
We did it. We saved the day. Bloop-de-doop, and he just fucking caves Black Widow's skull with his shield. Right, and he goes Hail Hydra and runs off.
He runs off.
He does like a Tom Cruise run, that little like Muppet run that he does.
He flails his arms in the air like a Muppet. Jesus.
No, you know, when Tom Cruise runs in a movie, he does that weird like little
his arm move weird. Yeah. What question you got next, buddy? I like that one about fake Jake.
About what?
The fake Jake. Right there, the fake Jake.
Oh, I thought you were saying the question was about the fake Jake. And I was like, who's Jake?
Not the fake Jake. No.
The fake Jake on YouTube asks, can we discuss Emily Bett Ricard's leaving Arrow at the end of season 7 and what this will do to the final season of the series?
Well, I was actually going to put this as a note or as a topic, but I thought, we'll pass it. But this one brings it up. It's like, okay, well, I guess we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
It
makes sense.
It's all due to story.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me.
She's hiding away.
Yeah.
But doesn't explain how Oliver dies.
Well,
I mean,
I think we know how Oliver dies.
Well, it's the Anti-Monitor.
I think the Anti-Monitor is going to show up.
He's going to rip
I don't know
Oliver's
why
head off.
this is... No, I don't know why this is my go-to way for superheroes to die, but I was going to say the Anti-Monitor shows up and just caves his skull in.
With Cap's shield, Hell Hydra.
You know what? No, I know exactly why it is, because I've had that in my mind since Infinity War, when Cap catches Thanos' hand and Thanos just punches him.
Yeah.
In the theater, I, like, out loud to my buddy Will, who I was with, I was like, did he just fucking cave in Cap's skull? I thought he had just killed him with that punch.
Yeah. Probably could have.
What are we talking about?
Well, I'm just saying, like... Okay,
Emily,
story-wise, it makes sense for her to not be there
sense, yeah.
Because she's hiding away. But the fact is, they could have found a way to still kept her around in that house. But, like, Stephen Amell did say they're going to end the show how they started, which was without her. Now, he said this before she was leaving. But he said, we're going to end the show when they announce the show is ending. We're going to end it the way it started.
Yeah.
So that means Oliver by himself? Or does this mean Oliver without Felicity? I don't know. Because he was doing this... without her, like, she was helping a little, but she was not a part of Team Arrow until like
season midway through 2, I think.
Well, no, she was working with them a little bit in season 1, but
but she didn't know.
She wasn't pulled in fully, but
maybe that could be something like the Anti-Monitor does kill him, and it takes him to some place where he's like his afterlife is.
Or does Oliver become something like the Monitor? Because that's also a possibility of why he's not around.
That happened to Batman, didn't it? Didn't he become a new god for a while?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they could do that. Something like that. Okay.
What if he just becomes a Green Lantern?
Jesus.
You know what? That... Off topic, but I was thinking earlier, when they finally reintroduce the Green Lanterns into the DC movie universe now, I really want it to be Hal Jordan, and I want it to be that he's been a Green Lantern for like 20 years, like since before Superman. But he's just been off on the other side of the galaxy doing shit there. And he comes back and just goes, what the fuck happened? because there's all this insane shit now.
Yeah.
In the time that he's been gone, Superman has been revealed, Batman has been proven to be real, the Flash, Wonder Woman, all this stuff. So I want it to be that he left a perfectly normal Earth. He was the only weird guy
and then he came back
and then he comes back to the DC universe, and it's just like, whoa, and he has to then readjust to that. I feel like that could be a lot of fun, and that's a Green Lantern movie to me should be fun.
So what you're saying is that's what Felicity should do. She should go away for a while, then come back and see how the Glades have taken over. Okay, gotcha.
Exactly.
That's how the show exactly ends.
Yes.
Got you.
She should go to Russia or China.
Russia
or China. China. She should go to the other side of the world and just vacation for a few years and then come back and be like, oh, what the fuck happened? And then
comes back as the Felicity Arrow. So, yeah, I think that it's story-wise, it makes sense. I think this should be the last question because this will be a little interesting. Matthew Butcher on YouTube. Not sure if you've said this in a previous video or something, but what are your thoughts on Last Jedi, Star Wars The Last Jedi, and the impact that's followed towards the Star Wars franchise? Well, I think there's not really been a huge impact besides people saying they don't like the movie.
Yeah.
I mean...
Well, I think potentially a lot of people aren't going to see Episode 9 because of Last Jedi.
I think that'll change once,
but I don't think...
We're getting the trailer next Friday, you know that, right? Star Wars Celebration's next week, and the panel for the Star Wars Episode 9 is next Friday.
What year is it?
I know! So next Friday, starting of the end of next week, into the weekend, they're having Star Wars Celebration. Mm-hmm. Friday... In the middle of the day, they're having the Episode 9 panel, where they will announce the title and drop a trailer. Now, this is not confirmed. Now, the panel's confirmed. Yeah. What I'm saying is not confirmed, but the past number of years...
They're probably gonna...
The past number of years, when they did The Force Awakens, the title was already out there. Yeah. They already dropped a teaser around Thanksgiving in 2014.
What's the title going to be for 9?
They haven't announced it. It's me announced at the panel.
I got you.
So... The Force Awakens, they dropped the second teaser at the panel. Last Jedi, they announced the title, but they dropped the first trailer at Star Wars Celebration at that panel. They have not revealed the title, and there's no trailer yet, but people are saying clearly at Star Wars Celebration, they're going to drop a trailer with the title. Right. They're going to have to. So we'll find out next Friday. You know what? But if there's a huge positive response to that trailer and the title, I think the supposed impact that Last Jedi made, I don't think it's going to be that significant. I don't think. I could be wrong.
Look, The Last Jedi was not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination. It had many, many flaws. Overall, I think it is a good movie. It is a good Star Wars movie.
It's something you weren't expecting.
It subverted expectations,
That's what you said, I think, last time we talked about Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Or something in general. Something subverted expectations.
Right. Are you a fan of Red Letter Media?
Well, I don't watch them for a reason. Okay. They made fun of me.
Oh.
They actually did make fun of me. I reacted to a trailer.
I think I remember that.
And they made, so.
But, that famous clip of Mike going, "It broke new ground."
Well, I have seen those bits where they're like over the top about Rogue One and
Star Destroyers. I'm gonna come.
Just really over the top shit.
Yeah.
And how they fake their trailer reaction, like they're like clapping at Lucasfilm, and they're like, "Oh my god, X-wings!" Just really over the top shit.
But The Last Jedi, I don't know, man. It's
Rian Johnson probably should have
not been the guy to do it. I'd say.
You think JJ should have done all 3?
I think JJ should have done all 3. Yeah.
Can you imagine how hard that would have been? Well, the Russo brothers did. I mean, Winter Soldier, Civil War, Infinity War, and Endgame back to back.
Yeah, but I don't know. I enjoy The Last Jedi overall. There are some parts that I don't like, and the parts that I don't like, I hate. What's her? Kelly Marie Tran. What's the character's name? Rose.
Yes, Rose.
Rose. Rose Tico or Tite, whatever. I like that actress, but I did not care for that character at all. I was bored the whole way through with her and Finn's subplot.
That side story was...
Yeah. I think that character is a psychopath. I think she is fucking insane. That is not an exaggeration. Because let's break down what she did in that movie, right? So, she catches Finn in the act of treason, essentially.
Yeah, leaving.
Yeah. Then she takes him. They go on their little adventure, which lasts, I think, less than a day, right? Yep. They set some camels free, whatever the fuck those things were. And then they get the MacGuffin. They get the thing they need. They come back. They do the shit. Benicio del Toro is himself.
Yeah.
Just being like...
Yeah, they really miscasted him. 'Cause he's such a great actor, and his character was so weird.
And his name, DJ, apparently that was the character's actual name in the thing.
Yeah.
But prior to the movie coming out, people thought that was code for Dark Jedi. How cool would that have been if he was like a gray Jedi? That'd
been awesome.
Yeah.
Because then he would have had a lightsaber, he would have fought people, but it's like, no, he's just some weird dude.
That's besides the point. So Rose and Finn go off, they do their shit. It takes them, like, less than a day, it felt like. So she knows this guy for less than a day. As far as she can tell, he is a coward. She kind of is. Well, no, not by that point, but you know what I mean. Knows the guy for less than a day. She nearly commits suicide, saving his life.
And kisses him.
Then kisses him and says that's what you do for the people you love or whatever. So she almost kills herself for this guy that she is in love with after less than a day. I think she is nuts.
It's John Boyega, though.
True.
He's really hot.
Yeah. But I think the character has some serious fucking issues.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? Okay,
the
Last
impact.
Jedi. Yes, I don't think the impact is that far-reaching. I don't think it's permanent in any way.
No. I mean, I think The Mandalorian is going to turn things around. I think Episode 9 with J.J. Abrams back is going to turn things around. And I think they're going to announce, I don't know where, but I'm trying to look at like panels and try to figure out how they would do it.
Yeah.
But like, I think Benioff and Weiss are going to be there. The guys who do Game of Thrones, they're doing a trilogy of movies. I think they'll be there to announce officially what they're doing.
Now, what I want after Episode 9, I want them to drop it for a while. I don't want any more mainline Star Wars movies for a few years at least. I don't want to hear the name Skywalker again.
Well, the Skywalker saga is ending in 9. It's done.
Unless Rey turns out to be Luke's daughter.
Well, that's true.
Which could totally happen.
Because apparently they're making changes.
Yeah. But I want smaller, self-contained stories in this universe. Mm-hmm. I don't want to know how fucking Yoda got his walking stick. I don't want to know.
I do.
I don't want to know
Spend 2 hours finding that goddamn stick.
I don't want to know who fucking gave Obi-Wan his little braid.
I do.
I don't.
It's Qui-Gon Jinn, yo.
I don't want to know where Han Solo got his boots.
I do.
I don't give a shit about any of that. I don't want to know who.
It was that dude who gave him the name just for no reason.
Oh God, I forgot about that. That's so fucking stupid. Oh, so you're alone, Han? Huh? Han Solo.
Little slappy happy humor.
I want Episode 9 to finish off Anakin to Rey.
And that's it.
Done. I don't want to know any fucking thing else about these people.
I think 10, 11, 12 are going to happen, but
I want it to be set 1,000 years later with totally different. I want this section.
You know how they would connect it? Boy finds a book. He finds out Luke is his great grandfather.
No, it's gonna. You know what? It'll be some fucking kid on a desert planet.
Yep.
He's gonna be digging around.
He's looking at
he's looking at lightsaber.
Triple moons or triple suns.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He's gonna find Anakin's lightsaber, and on the bottom it's gonna be engraved
Order
like
of Darth Vader.
Anakin Skywalker, and he's gonna be like, "That's my name. I must be related to this person."
Is he drunk?
No, he's got mental issues.
Okay.
I'm a Sky Jedi man.
And he kills himself. Stabs himself in the chest by accident.
He does like Homer in The Simpsons when he can't get the gun to fire, so he's just looking in the barrel.
Jesus.
He just turns That's something else in Episode 9. I want more lightsabers through heads.
Okay.
It was the best moment of episode 8 when Kylo Ren fucking... Yeah, just that little click.
Yeah.
And then the guy, you just see the hole in his face and he falls over. That was awesome. But yeah, I want episode 9 to finish off the Skywalker saga. I want the Empire, the Republic. I don't want to hear anything else about it.
Yeah.
I want that shit to be done. Which is what I'm excited for Benioff and Weiss's trilogy, because it's potentially going to be like a Knights of the Old Republic kind of thing.
Old Republic. That's
like
the rumor.
Like 10,000 years in the past. That's awesome. that if that's true, that's great, because that leads to the potential for so many awesome things. In particular, something I want to see. Are you familiar with slug throwers?
No.
In these Star Wars, they're guns, like
Okay.
real. They fire a physical, solid projectile, not a blaster bolt, right? So, back in the day, in the Star Wars universe, when people had those, you'd shoot at a Jedi or a Sith or a Force user with a lightsaber, right? And they'd go to block it like they would a blaster bolt, and just molten metal would just explode in their face, right? As soon as they hit the blade. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't...
Lost train of thought.
I lost my train of thought. I'm kind of sick of Star Wars, I think.
Don't be sick. Don't be sick. Sick.
Yeah.
Don't be sick, yo.
And it's not that I don't like it. I like all... I love...
It's gonna be okay.
I'm making, like... I'm dedicating lots of my time to making Star Wars movies with you.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
I love Star Wars.
It's gonna be okay.
I'm... That's enough Star Wars for a while. We've had nothing but Star Wars for 4 fucking years. It's like the song from whatever it is. Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. That has come true. I don't know, man. I guess I shouldn't say I don't want any more Star Wars for a while, but I want things that are different, right?
Internet.
Yeah. Particularly, like Last Jedi and Force Awakens. Force Awakens is better, in my opinion, but they're both kind of the same movie in my mind. Not in the sense of the plot, but it's like, okay, you'll fucking never catch me watching those 2 back-to-back, or these 3 back-to-back, like I would the original trilogy, right? Because it would be exhausting. I just couldn't do it.
Understandable.
So, I want variety in my Star Wars, and there isn't any at the moment. Which is what I'm excited for The Mandalorian, because I hope...
It's a TV show.
It's a TV show. I hope I don't see a single fucking lightsaber the whole series. I don't care about the Force anymore. Just give me something else that happens to be set in that universe.
Gotcha.
You know?
Well, there you have it. Interesting. Way to end. He had to get that off his chest. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in. We are now available on iTunes and Stitcher. Yep. I think this is going to go up on YouTube. I think I'm going to make this one YouTube.
Okay.
But eventually I will just make it to where only a segment will be going to YouTube, and we'll be promoting iTunes and Stitcher and whatever else platforms.
If you have a question for us, you can send that to our email, which is limitedissuespodcast@yahoo.com.
Yes, we're going to be using that to hopefully get questions if we don't get any, or if people are not aware, because it's at the end of the podcast. Yeah. Some people don't listen all the way through, but you should. I'll still be asking for questions on Twitter and YouTube, and hopefully eventually we'll get to the point where we won't have to do that.
Yeah.
But we understand this is like not a weekly thing, it's a bi-weekly, and sometimes we have to push it further, whatever schedules we have.
Right.
But this is really for fun, but we're happy. I mean, I told him today, he didn't know we were on iTunes, and I showed him, like, yeah, we're on iTunes.
Yeah.
And so
I got very excited.
We're trying to push ourselves out there. So if you like the podcast, spread the word and help us out. It means a lot to us. And thank you guys for listening.
And if you would like to send me money, you can go
to www.barrettneedsanewlightsaber.com.
I actually do need to get a new lightsaber soon.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Because my old one's my Jedi lightsaber. I need a...
Oh, yeah, you need a new hilt.
I need an evil blade.
An evil ute. Okay, guys. Thank you.
What's that smell? It's blood.
Thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you guys soon on the next episode.
Yep.
Bye, everybody.
Now we are going to watch the last Airbender movie.
Yes. Oh, God.